How many times have you found yourself in such situations whereby until you're done spending the money you have on you, before you actually get to realize that there are lots of pressing needs out of which the money you had could have taken care of, but due to lack of budgeting, you find yourself back at square one. My name is Val Davis, and this is Drought Edge Diary, where we try to discover how possible it is to truly make it out of the poverty-stricken environment many of us find ourselves to that better life which we have always dreamed of. Here are my 3 simple budgeting tips for breaking the poverty cycle. These are tips I've been using and has been helping me so far, and it's with joy I want to share it with you so that you can also apply it and see how well it helps you. This is not a rule book. It's not the one telling you that by the time you start using it, there's going to be total solution. But one thing I can assure you is this: these tips I'm about to share have been helping me, and I'm sure that they will help you on the journey to a better life. With that said, here are the 3 simple budgeting tips for breaking the poverty cycle that I have always used. 1, differentiate your needs from your wants. Many times we just go out there buying things based on impulse, but we never really sit down to ask ourselves which are important for our daily life, for our businesses. We just buy things based on how we feel. I remember those times when I used to want to, I need food stuff, and I also want to add more to my clothing and everything. And then because I did not budget the money I have on me, I'll just go to the market, and before you know it, I spend more money on clothing and then just buy a little food. And I have clothes that I can always be managing for the time being, but food is important, so I end up spending out of proportion. So needs are those things that are very important to our daily life, to our businesses, and so on, that we indirectly can't do without. Why wants, on the other hand, are just those things that we desire to have but are not that important, things that we can do without. The second tip is this: prioritize your needs over your wants. Make sure that every time you want to write out a budget on how you're going to spend your money, make sure that the needs take the lion's share of the money you have, because they are very important. The ones, you can just take a beat, because you're not going to die if you don't get what you want at that moment. But you see, things you need, you can't do without them. So it's always important to make sure that those necessary things, you tend to them first before those other things that you want. The third and the most important tip, which I've been using so far and has helped me till now and is still helping me, is this: be disciplined. Cultivate discipline to follow through with the habit of budgeting every day, every week, every month, depending on the circumstance at hand. Also, learn to fixate your expenses on the utmost important things, and if they are extra, you can then reward yourself by buying those things you want. Also, be disciplined to be sure that you are actually following through with the plan you have. Budgeting is very important to our daily life, and I discover it's going to help us a lot towards managing our money. It's going to help us on the journey to a successful life. You don't need to have huge amount of money before you start budgeting. Charity, they say, it begins at home. With the little you have right now, you can tell how you'll be able to manage the bigger money as you move on in the journey of life. It's also important to know that when you are disciplined with your budgeting plan, you find out that you begin to be more disciplined with how you manage your time. I discovered that with myself. Time management is very important. It's another topic we're going to be discussing in another video. As a recap, differentiate those necessary things from those things that are just one thing. Prioritize the necessities or the important things over the not so important, and also cultivate the discipline to follow through with your habit of budgeting. Thank you so much for spending your time to be here with us today. Don't forget to subscribe if you're just joining us for the very first time. Comment on the comment section about your views so that we can learn from you and also understand from your own angle. Also, share with your friends and encourage them to be part of this wonderful community where all our effort is to see what it takes to truly be successful. Because lots of people out there have told us about how successful they've become, even though they rose from the gutter. I am a Nigerian, and I want to see how possible it is for me to be able to make it out of the gutter. And so my journey is to go out there and see for myself through my daily experience to see how possible it is.